We're going to have a panel discussion that's going to focus a little bit around wellness and athletics and Lifewave. Hosting today's panel is a mother and son power duo, Renita and Bo Brennan. Come on out, Renita and Bo. If you've ever spent even 2 minutes with Renita, you know that she has so much positive energy. It is difficult for me to keep up with her. She brings energy and excitement to a whole new level. And her son, Bo, is an athlete himself, a very competitive runner. Well, all you got to do is look at him. I've never looked like that in my life, even 25 years ago. Joining us also on the stage, a number of leaders from a few places around the world, so a little bit of an international flavor to this one. Starting off, an athlete, cyclist, triathlete. I got to meet him for the first time not too long ago in Italy. He is from the country of Germany, and as soon as he starts speaking, you'll hear it. It's beautiful, the accent. Please join me in welcoming to the stage SPD Senior Presidential Director Jan Wiegel.
Woo!
Welcome, Jan. Next up, I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but a world record holder skydiver. Her name is Ann DeCoker, Senior Presidential Director.
Yeah.
Give her a big round of applause as she comes out.
Let's go, Annie. Let's go, girl. Woo!
Let's go, Ann. Welcome. Also joining us today from the United States, also personal trainer for most of her life, a phenomenal speaker. It's so fun for me to get to know all of these new people. Please give a giant round of applause to Laura Balzer.
Woo! Let's go, Laura! Awesome, Laura!
Welcome. And we do have one more panelist. Susie McCleary, if you are here, come up and join us up on the stage. Susie brings some tremendous experience to the panel as well, and also an international flair. She's a presidential director from Australia. She's an acupuncturist and doctor of Chinese medicine. Please give a great big round of applause to Susie McCleary.
Awesome. Here, you guys want to get up? Let's get some energy going here. Everybody on your feet.
Pull up
You're
a chair.
gonna learn better. Woo! Come on. Come on. Woo! Up,
You
up,
got it.
up.
It's all
Thank you,
yours.
Ryan. We appreciate you. Come on, you guys. You're gonna learn so much better when you're on your feet. Hey! You guys ready? You ready? You ready? Awesome. Yeah. Let's go. All right. Get your notebooks out. Get your pens out. We're gonna learn. Let's go, you guys. Ready to do it? Woo! I am so excited to be here. Now, I'm just gonna tell you something. Do you guys know that when you actually get up and move your body, my mom was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 7 years ago now, and I learned the most incredible thing that all of us can apply, that when you get up and move your body for even 60 seconds, do you know there's like a 2-minute window after that where you can learn more? How many of you think you need to increase your learning and your capacity to know more? Raise your hand. Give me a holler. Couple of you. The rest of you, we'll just let you keep patching. All right, we're gonna keep going here because we have this incredible panel. Thank you, Bo, I love you. Look at that. Isn't my son handsome? Such a great young man, such a great young man. So we've got this great team of leaders, really. Just incredible leadership here. Senior presidential directors, wisdom. And this woman, I want her to be my bodyguard because she's like 11-time world record holder. I mean, can you guys, have any of you jumped out of a plane once? Anybody? Do you want to jump out of a plane? I don't really want to, but she makes it sound exciting. So we're going to go through here. We've got a couple of questions we're going to ask, and we want to make this just really interactive because I feel like everybody on this panel has such knowledge, and it's going to be just a total blessing to all of you today. So, all right, the first question that I would really like to cover is, like, who are you and how did you get so into health and wellness? Let's just do that real quick. Jan, you're first. Tell me how it began.
Well, a friend of mine asked me how much push-ups I can do, and he said, okay, I should take off my shirt. And before I was even able to speak, I had already the energy enhancer on me. This is something like 15 years ago.
Come on, 15 years ago.
And he said, okay, come on the ground, just do it. And I did something like, to make it really short, 15 more than normal.
15 or 50?
15
Okay, 15 more push-ups than normal?
Yeah, and he said, okay, you see a difference? I said, okay, wow. And now you tell me what is in these magic patches. And he said, it's just light. I said, okay.
Wow,
Now we're
amazing. Jan, I love that story. Hey, if you guys are not wearing the energy enhancer, I put them on today because I wanted to keep up with this panel. I think David Schmidt says that it is fat oxidation, so it burns our own body fat. Do any of you need to burn any of your own body fat? Raise your hand. A couple of you, okay? The rest of you will pray for you. All right, we're gonna keep going. Let's go. I love you, lady. When she was in the back telling me about just her journey and all you're doing, how did you get started with the patches? How did it begin?
My name is Annie DeCoker, and I'm from Indiana, and I grew up mostly on a farm, so I've always loved horses and gymnastics and diving and volleyball and all sports. And when I was getting involved, my grandfather owned a small airplane, so I've always been comfortable with flying. And a long time ago, I was a flight attendant for Pan Am, and there were two really cute guys on a flight that I was working talking about skydiving, and I was like, what's that? So I found out about it and how I got into wellness. After I was running around in my normal life, having fun, skydiving and working, I had this crazy event where I ended up getting all burned up, 2nd and 3rd degree burns by my own fever. It's a weird thing, but it's caused by a synthetic drug, and so now I can't really take drugs of any, even over-the-counter Advil, Motrin, without feeling afraid that that might happen again. So that's how I got into wellness.
So you were seeking alternative natural solutions.
After that.
Absolutely. Awesome. I love that. Oh, do we look alike, her and I? We get sometimes, let me stand next to her. We kind of look alike. We're about the same size. She's so, when they say, are you her? And I'm like, I will be Laura. She's so beautiful.
Oh,
right?
you're sweet.
We love you, lady.
You're sweet.
Tell us how you got started with the patches.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been in health and wellness for about 3 decades now, and it was really as a very unexpected personal choice. I was invited to go hear our founder, David Schmidt, speak. And when I sat in that room, my first thing was, how do I get that on my body? Because I knew at that moment I had been exposed to a tool that was going to help my body support itself with total health and wellness. And that's exactly what I was looking for. And then it turned into so much more, because
Right.
you guys know, sitting out there, how do you know about something like this and not share it with other people?
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Laura. I love it that we have you an acupuncturist, right, in Chinese medicine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, such wisdom. So tell us how your journey began, Susie.
So my journey began, I originally was a nurse, so I was a nurse for 12 years before I then moved into Chinese medicine. And then it was through, like most people, my own personal experience. After the birth of my daughter, I had a lot of trouble sitting. She did a nice sort of dislocation of my tailbone. And so then putting these patches on, and then I sort of was like, I can sit down, and I can stand up, and I can ride a bike again,
Wow.
and I can start to travel again. So and then I started to use them with my patients and share with them and share with my family, and then it just grew from there. And then I started sharing with other practitioners. So I've sort of built my business by sharing with practitioners and then just using my clinic, and it's just been a wonderful journey to be able to share that.
Wow, awesome, Susie. Thank you for sharing that. Bo, you want to just talk a little bit about how you got started?
I just want to say, first off, how humbled and honored I am to be here with you, health and fitness experts and world-class athletes. It's so amazing to be a part of this. As a former Division I athlete, I just love being able to use the X49 and X39 combination together in my races and in training. So our next question here is, for you, have you found that using these two products together has benefited you in your training and your competition?
Well, I'm not competing by any means, but combining those two patches, you guys, regardless whether you're a weekend warrior or you're a high-level athlete, will change the level in which you function where you are. It will just combine such a greatness for you, make you feel amazing, increase muscle mass, increase endurance and stamina. And again, wherever you are in your life, we all need to level up in that area or that arena. And so they are the two that you want to use. every day.
Every day. And I want to touch base, Laura, because in the back you and I were talking about, like, sometimes in bodybuilding, people are bulking, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but when you do X49, it's like the shred city, baby. So you want to
Right.
elaborate on that?
Well, you know, when people are getting ready for competition, they're bulking. They're working out, they're in the gym 6 to 8 hours a day, they're eating, they're drinking gallons of water, they're on a mission. When they can combine the X49 and X39 together, it starts setting the body up before they're ready to start shredding. Because as many of you have seen, a 60-day use of that combination has the ability to shred, if you will, up to 11% body fat. So it puts them in that position prior to the need when they actually need to shred out and walk on that stage and compete.
Do any of you want to get shredded? Let me hear you holler if you want to get shredded. A couple of you are picking up on what we're talking about up here. Awesome. How about X39 and 49 for you?
Oh, definitely X39 and 49, and then I kind of alternate that third one, maybe glutathione or eon or carnosine. One of my favorites is carnosine. So the mood, the brain, my attitude is so much easier to get through hard practice. In Florida, where we practice and a lot of our competitions, it's so hot, and I'm small, so I have to wear a lot of weight in my rig, and it's grueling.
Wow.
And so also, it's majority of males, and to try to dissipate that nervous, like I want to perform well, and I want to communicate well, I want to be at ease. And another trick that I just learned recently that helps me teach students with the fear factor is the energy enhancer patch on the left and right, on the lung spots and on the bottom of the feet is a good recipe to help alleviate fear.
Well, let's just say that again a little slower, because do any of you need to dissipate fear or have anybody that you just want to settle down a little bit? So here's the energy enhancer. Give them a little example about where they would put that as you're saying this, because she said in the back, this is remarkable at helping her to just ground herself and get rid of that fear as she's not only training and practicing, but dealing with conversations with young people as she's training them. So where do they go? Show us what you're doing.
White is always on the right. So
White on the right. Yep, we got it. White on the right at the bottom of the foot. White and tan on the left. You guys got that? White right, tan left. Say it out loud. White right, tan left. And then look where she's putting them, right underneath the breasts there. You know, on that, right underneath there at the top of that rib cage. And then she's also doing white on the right, tan on the left on the arms. Do you guys see that, what she's doing? Go for it.
the energy I also need to drive from Indiana to Florida every month. I can go 17 hours in a row driving.
Wow. Yeah. So if any of you are driving long distances, that might be advantageous as well. So she's putting a couple different places on the body to, like David talks about, the acupressure points and acupuncture points, right? Which let's just take it over to you, because now we're talking your language, right? Go for it. Tell me what's going on with that. Why does it seem more effective when she's putting it in those places?
Well, for thousands of years, acupuncture points have been known as sources of energy, and so they are the primal points where you're going to tap into the different channels of the bodies, or what we refer to as the meridians. So those are all connected to your internal organs and then can help them to function and work so much better. So we all know that I've had patients that the mother has forgotten to put the patch on her child and she's just left it in her pocket. And she's come in to me and she said, I felt really good and calm all day. Is it because of that patch? And she didn't have it on an acupuncture point. So they will work anywhere, but by tapping into the acupuncture points, especially the ones that are just listed in the book, they've been researched, they've been used for thousands of years, and they're proven to work.
Yeah, over 5,000 years, by the way. But I want to say this about that, because if you go to the Lifewave website, the update that they did is so incredible where it actually shows you the exact points. So you don't need to be like Susie, an acupuncture doctor or acupressure doctor. You just have to know how to go to your Lifewave website, click on education, patch placement, and it's actually showing you those places. And I talked to Dr. Karen Cannon, she said they're incredibly accurate, so I'm going to take her word for it as well. But I know that with this new technology that David is showing us this morning, we are going to have some incredible training, I feel, with the visual aid of showing us where to put those exact patches. So thank you for sharing about that. Okay.
I want to say something.
Go for it, Laura.
So, you guys were up here as people of athletic backgrounds, but we also are very much aware that maybe sometimes you can't move. You've got things going on in your life, you can't move, things happen, we get it, we've all been there. But understand with this energy enhancer, that is the prime patch or dual patch system that you want to be using, because it's going to help you turn over your lymphatic system. And if you're sitting too long for a period of time, you're going to be asking for maybe some other things to come in. So make that a priority when you're unable to move. Make sure you get up every morning and put that energy enhancer set on and know that you're really taking care of yourself.
I love that. Thank you. Hey, the lymphatic system is a system that we got to move with. Like you said, it's all about movement. If you're not moving it, it doesn't move. And when the lymph system is stagnant, that's where disease starts to begin. Okay, guys? So it's really important. I actually learned, what is this one? Lung 1 in Chinese medicine. Come on, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So, yes, am I doing it right? Right here. Everybody put your fingers right here so you know where it's at. Come on, work with me. Okay, a little higher. Okay, a little higher. Okay, right there. All right, not under your armpits, up here, right? And so I've heard that that's an awesome place as well for the energy enhancer, like first thing in the morning, kind of get that sludge moving, do some deep breathing, all of that. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. I thank you guys. Jan, are you ready for this one?
Depends what you're going to ask.
Well, I'm going to say this. So this guy's in training.
I'm always ready.
Yeah, I know you're always ready. He's in training for life, right? Because you exercise every day. Some days every day.
Well, the thing is, when I don't get the dopamine and I get a bit crumbly and, people don't like it so much, especially the ones who live close with me together, like my partner, so I have to move.
You have to move.
Yeah,
I love it.
Because otherwise I'm unsatisfied. I need this as a kind of dope in my body.
A dope, actual dope, dopamine. Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's where it comes from. That's etymology.
It's good. So of all the patches, which one is your absolute favorite that you feel, we love X39. How many of you love X39? Give me a cheer. Oh, it begins with X39, baby. But outside of that, because you've been part of this now, what? You've been actively working this business for 10 years, am I right?
Correct.
10 years, you guys, okay? So what is your favorite in that length of time? Because X39, of course, just came out, three and a half years ago. What is your favorite patch out of all of them in addition to X39?
Well, in the end, it's really the energy enhancer, because you can use it, if you want to go to sleep, you sleep better with the energy enhancer. You sleep deeper. And you want to have more power during the day, use the energy enhancer. Wow. You want to prevent illness, lift up the frequency in your cells, and you will going to improve your immune system, so use the energy enhancer. Whatever you do, this is a basic for me, always.
Wow.
And of course, X39, X49 is always, of course, great combination. I usually combine them together.
Yep.
After the Corona time, I had a body fat of 14%. This is quite a lot, I think. And I came down within 2 months to 11.9 again.
Jeez, this guy's a lean machine.
I didn't do so much. It's more these patches which do this automatically.
Yeah, they're changing your energy, right? Yeah. They're improving the energy flow of the body, which is something we can all say. Do you guys know we can say that? That's compliant. We're improving the energy flow of the body.
Absolutely. When I do an interview, for example, in a television, I put energy enhancer on for better concentration. I only use the lung 1 points in the end. And when I have to go in the night to party, whatever, and I had a hard, long day of working, good working, fun working, but nevertheless it takes energy.
Yep.
I put them underneath my foot on the kidney 1 points, and you can dance like John Travolta.
You can dance like John Travolta. Some of you should have been having those on last night at the party. Don't worry, there'll be more time to dance. Thank you for sharing all that, Jan. Okay, so let's move on to another question. We've got
I have a question for Annie. So, as a world-class skydiver, athletes are always monitoring their performance and trying to smash personal best records. So, have you found using the Lifewave products has entered your journey to hitting new PBs in your sport?
Has wearing the patches helped you to just improve your personal best, your personal?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like part of that is the ability to focus. There's a really cool side effect for the X39 in a very hard to articulate, subtle way in your mood, and to allow you to rise above all of the distractions and the chatter of the world. And I don't know how many of you know me, but I'm easily distracted, like bright light, squirrel. So in skydiving, and especially in competition, when I'm able to really focus more intently, it helps me a lot, which I feel like the mental focus, I feel it when I'm doing the X39 and the Shine, and also the Eon helps with the sore muscles.
Oh, I love the Shine. Don't even get me started with the Shine. But I want to ask you one more thing. When she said earlier when she goes to practice, I'm like, how do you practice being a skydiver? Do you just keep jumping out of planes? Is that your practice? Yeah, practicing is jumping out of the plane. I mean, so she hasn't done this 11 times. She's done it like 11,000 times, guys.
The
It's
type of
incredible.
skydiving that I do isn't normal free fall. We're not just falling. We open our parachute right away. So we have our parachutes open, and then we take our life-saving device and we fly it into our friends, and we connect together. So it takes a lot of upper body strength to maneuver into like a moving parking space that's moving through the sky. We make big diamonds and formations like that on the clock. So we're maneuvering. It's a lot.
Come on, and I'm just going to say one more thing about this gal. She just got her Lifewave parachute. How cool is the Lifewave parachute? We're going to be like, let's give her a cheer for that. We're going to see her soaring over the sky in the Lifewave. Lifewave is going to be known throughout the skies because she just got the Lifewave parachute. I'm like, I want a picture of that. That's so cool, right? All right, let's keep asking these questions because they're great. So your favorite patch, like outside of X39?
You know that is so hard. That's so hard. You know, I'm going to say Eon.
Eon, yep.
You
we
know-
got one fan.
You know, whether you're a high-level athlete or you're not, your body is going through things every day. An athlete is beating themselves up. You know, to be in the gym 6 to 8 hours a day, that level of inflammation that is accompanied with that is very high, right? And then you add on our day-to-day world that we're exposed to all the things, and we don't need to list those, right? Because we'd be up here for hours. But that Eon patch is something that should be worn every day.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, we like to call the X39 and the Eon the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a jumping off point for us. And then to add in the glutathione, which is really, for me, dear to my heart. But I think if you do X39, Eon, and glutathione, you have a triple threat. You have a badge of armor.
Wow.
And you should go out in the world every day with at least those three on. Absolutely.
Oh, I love it, Laura. And now I just want to say this. When I heard David Schmidt say on one of his webinars, my two patches I will never, ever go without is X39 and Eon, I was like, I want to be like David Schmidt. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to go without X39 and Eon. And I'm just going to say this. The stress is real. How many of you have a little stress coming here?
Yeah.
Families, dogs, aging parents, lining everything up, taking off of work. And the stress is real. So for me, just knowing that you can put that patch on, and clinically, we've seen the science, guys. The science is all there over these 90 clinical studies that Lifewave has, that it will actually bring our body back to the parasympathetic state within 15 to 30 minutes. And if you don't understand what that means, I like to give the example of if I'm going to my garage and I'm going to change the oil in my car, and I go out into the garage and the car's turned on and there's a brick on the gas pedal, that's called the sympathetic state, the cortisol-driven state. I think the world has thrown us into that. The last 4 years of media has made everybody just so wild, right? And so they're caught in that brick on the gas pedal state. So as soon as we put that Eon patch on, you guys, I mean, within 15 to 30 minutes, it's like we pulled the brick off the gas pedal and we shut the car off. And now we can actually change the oil. And remember, the body will only repair really thoroughly when it's in the rest and repair or rest and digest state. It does not do a good job of healing when it's in a cortisol-driven state. So we got to get it back over to that rest and repair, okay? You want to elaborate a little bit on that? I could feel that she's like, oh, I'm thinking, she's wanting to say something.
Yeah, my favourite patch combination is actually the Eon and the Spleen 6 patch.
Oh.
So Spleen 6 is often a forgotten about patch, but it's one of my favourites because the Eon, so much of weight, particularly in our society, we have a lot of problems with. And a lot of it is related to stress. Yeah. And so by using the Eon, it can help, improve sleep, so then you're able to produce your hormones better that regulate your sleep. Reducing your stress levels stops that weight that's being used, that appears around the belly. But then if you combine it with that Spleen 6, which is designed to actually help balance your appetite, you don't get those cravings. So with the Eon, you're not getting the emotional eating, and then with the Spleen 6, you're not getting that physical craving.
Wow.
I find that a lot of my clients that come back in really really, really find that they're like, you know, oh, I feel so much calmer, and I just happen to have lost 2 kilos or about 5 pounds as well.
Amazing.
So that's a really great combination that a lot love to use.
I think anytime you increase the energy of the body, like good things are going to happen. And I've read the study in SP6, to put it on stomach 36 right there, right, girl? But I've read that study, and it said it actually increased organ functioning up to like 98% in some of the organs, 89% in the others. I mean, it was incredible. So what comes first, increasing organ functioning or the weight loss? You got to increase that organ functioning and make it function better, right? More effectively. And then we're not telling you it's a weight loss miracle. We don't treat, cure, prevent, or talk about disease. We talk about health, right?
Yes.
But it does do amazing things, whether it's the X39 or SP6 combination. I love you talking about that patch. Not a lot of people talk about it, so it's a blessing.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you so much. All right, final question, you guys. Are you ready for this? Let me get back to it. All right, so let's go with this one. When we're looking at this, what advice would you have for someone looking to make the jump into a healthy lifestyle in utilizing these patches or any other forms of, health modalities that you'd like to tell people? And you start down there, yeah. What would you like to tell everybody to do?
As well as using the patches, you also need to drink plenty of water, make sure you're hydrated, get outside every day, and, simple tasks of just walking and actually get out and enjoy the sunshine.
Absolutely. Thank you. Laura?
You have to get your food right, and you have to take sugar out of your diet. Yeah.
People have said they crave less sugar, I've heard, when they put the X39 and even the SP6 on.
Yeah.
So I've heard that.
But don't put that on and go eat a piece of cake. It doesn't work that way, right?
Let's get
So
that
if you
nutrition
can
right.
get your nutrition right, cut back on the sugar, get the breads and pastas out. If you have to have bread, go sourdough, okay?
Yeah, good job.
But if you can get your nutrition right, everything will start to fall in place with you because you're going to clean the body up.
Yeah.
You're going to improve that cleanup by using the glutathione, okay? That's a must. You got to clean it up or nothing's going to come off.
Right.
Right?
Love it.
Toxins reside in your fat cells,
Yep.
and they hold on so tight sometimes, no matter any workout you do, you're not going to see movement because you're dirty, you're toxic.
Yeah, we're getting you cleaned
Okay.
out. How about you, girl? Tell me what any final advice or tips you have with patches or any other thing to peak performance and improve their health?
I feel like just like our friend John just taught us, action. Anything that you're not doing now is because you're not out of your comfort zone. So it's scary to get out of your comfort zone, no matter what it is.
Yep.
For me, I had a time where I couldn't bend or bear weight, or maybe you can't get out of the house. Maybe your wheelchair doesn't fit. Like, I've had that.
Yep.
So action, and that has to do with your environment. And our cells love and positive energy. So try to surround yourself with the people that feed the good stuff and the positive, the love, and try to walk away from the negativity and put your environment in a growth place.
I love it. Our cells love love. And Jan, tell us some final words of wisdom?
Well, in the end, we are carrying around the healthiest pharmacy on the planet, which is our own muscles. We just have to activate them from time to time. And this is going to help us to improve all our health problems or qualities which we want to improve. And if you just do it 3 times a week for, let's say, 10 or 15 minutes, you already do really good for your body. You just have to move your ass a little bit and shake it and bring it in action. You feel better, you get younger. Put on in the healthy diet, of course, a lot of proteins, because how you want to build up muscles when you only eat carbohydrates will not work. So it's really easy, you just have to do it.
Awesome,
And
I love it, Jan.
when you then already start to get sleep, which is around 7 to 8 hours, and your body can really recover, you're also building muscles during the sleep. And I mean, this is the easiest way to do it. You just have
We
the
have the
patch
best.
and relax.
We have the best internal pharmacy. He got it right. And the final thing I want to say about that is, you'll never regret giving it your very best wherever you're at, right, guys? You never look back and say, "Oh, I'm so sad I gave it my very best." So maybe your best right now, like you mentioned, maybe they're in a wheelchair. Maybe you can't move your legs. Maybe you just punch your arms. Maybe you just let's circle our wrists right now. Y'all should start moving right now. You're just sitting too long here. Everybody, go ahead and do it. I'm looking at you. I can see you actually. I have good eyes. I wear the patch. And so circle that and circle your ankles a little bit. Just little things. I lay in bed in the morning and I'm actually circling all my ankles to get that synovial fluid moving, because that actually helps reduce arthritis. And Bo, any final thoughts before we celebrate some more?
I would say just take plenty of electrolytes too, because they combine so well with these patches. So you're going to be feeling your best taking lots of electrolytes with them. So
Yeah, electrolytes help the energy actually get into the cell, the hydration to get in the cell. So if you're drinking a bunch of water and just peeing like a racehorse, guess what? That means you need electrolytes, because electrolytes in your body actually move all of that hydration into the cellular level so it can actually perform and work better. So if you're feeling like the patches are not performing well enough for you, increase your electrolytes. Would we all agree on that? One more thing, go ahead.
One more thing. When you're getting ready to join a team, you have confidence in this team because of our leader. Everything comes from him down, and we have all the confidence in him and all this, the product and the science. It's solid.
Yes, and when I heard that everything rises and falls on leadership, that John Maxwell said that, I'm like, well, we've got the best leader on the planet with David Schmidt. How many of you can agree? You guys, let's give it